Hi, welcome back to my channel. Today lesson is about foundation of algebra.
Okay, I'm trying to open, because today lesson is about basic of algebra, so I'm trying to open GCSE Maths Big, and we're going towards is basic of algebra. And you can see on the screen is algebraic basics and power and roots of the book page is open, and you can see on these pages is the terms, and the 7 easy rules about power and roots are written. Because algebra is quite important, is important area of maths, and we should understand the basic of algebra as well, so then we can easily solve any unknown unseen question in algebra as well. We easily see is in the book is terms, collecting terms, and we can see so many things in algebra, and actually we never know the concept of algebra, actually why we use these things and why we need these things and where we can use these things. Before we can go into us in detail, we should understand the concept. And if when we use the word the concept is quite big word actually, and where actually we should understand why we need algebra, why we use algebra, how we can solve easy, hard question of algebra as well, and how we can easily tackle every kind of question in algebra as well. So it's algebra is quite important area, and we in algebra we understand three main terminologies: base, power, and coefficient as well. And similarly, we should understand is algebraic expression as well. We should understand the terms as well. We should understand how the terms are identified. We should understand how we can go ahead with terms. Now, I'm trying to write down on a whiteboard is the heading is algebraic expressions, and we can see is what is algebraic expression is. The first thing is which common algebraic expression is basically how we explain and define algebraic expressions. Algebraic expression is the combination of terms. Basically, we try to add and take away of different terms, and that is called algebraic expression, and that you can see on the screen as well. Then the word come is what is terms? What is term? Because that is quite a common word actually, which we can use in algebraic expressions. So terms are identified by add and take away signs. And then another word comes to mind. It's just add and take away sign is separate the terms. We have other two signs like times and divisions. So we know is if we have times and division signs, and we can add those signs in algebraic expressions. So those signs actually we can't use to separate the terms with those. Okay, now I can write an example like 3x plus 2y times 3. And here you can see is if the times and division sign is add, we never ever take or never consider in terms. You can see I can simplify first. So you can see 3x and 3 times 2 is 6y. And 3x is first term and 6y is the second term. Inside, you can see on the base of time signs, you can see 3 terms look like, but when you simplify, change into 2, and you can see there are 2 terms. Why there are 2 terms? You get time signs, we can simplify. Division sign, we should simplify. And just on the base of add and take away, we identify the terms. So that's why we have 2 terms. Okay. Now, I can write down example like 3x minus 6 plus 9y squared divided by 10. Now, if you can see in this example, in previous example, we add time signs. Here, we add division signs. Now, I can simplify this one first. 3xy minus 6 plus 9y squared, and division signs is Algebra fraction is 10. So 3xy is the first term, minus 6 is the second term, 9y squared over 10 is the third term. So you can see there are three different terms which we can easily see is 3xy minus 6 plus 9y squared over 10. So the concept which we explained earlier is add and take away signs are used to separate and identify the terms. Now we have to go towards is three basic things which we discussed earlier: base, power and coefficient. Now we see is what the difference between base, power and coefficient. So what is base? Base is from A to Z. All letters from A to Z are called base. Then we can go towards power. What the power is, we can say is a number on the top of base. A number on the top of base. So that is called power. So when we know is base, when we know is the power, and then the third thing is coefficient. Coefficient is a number before base. A number before base. So we see if I write on 3a squared, and you can say it's 3, a number before base, that is coefficient. Okay, so we know base, we know power, we know coefficient. So I write down for example, I can say if I say is an example, what comes in mind, 2a squared. So 2 is coefficient, a is a base, and 2 on the top of that is the power. Okay, now we can go towards is addition and takeaway of algebra. Addition and takeaway of algebra is quite important area in algebra because we should understand the concept of addition and takeaway of algebra as well. Now we can see is we learn the rules first and that we can use to add and take away of algebra. There are some rules. The first rule is identify the base. So this is the first rule actually, identify the base. Then is the second rule is write down same base with same power once. So this is the second principle. So if you know it's same base, same power, and you write it once, and then the second bit is done. Then we can go towards a third principle, and third principle is add up or take away. Add up or take away the coefficients. So in star we learn is base, we learn power, and we learn coefficient. Now we can use those things in add and take away algebra. So you can see the importance of those things during driving rules and principles for add and take away of algebra. Now we can see is how we can use this principle to simplify or solve different questions. Now I can write down examples. We see is 3x squared, 6 plus 6x minus 8y squared plus 6x squared minus 3x plus y minus y squared plus 7y. So you can see this is quite long algebraic expressions. We have different base, we have different powers. So now we follow the rules. The first rule is identify the base. So if you can see is in first term 3x squared, what base is x squared? I draw arrow sign and write an x squared with that. Then I can go to a second base is x, third base is y, and write in power as well, squared. We already know x, there is no power on the top, but we already know the power is 1. If there is no power is 1. And then 6x squared base is x, power is 2, in 3x base is x, power is 1, y is base is y, power is 1, and y squared base is y, power is 2, and the last one is base is y and power is 1. So if you use the first principle, and that is again repeat the same word, is identify the base, and you see the beauty of identify the base. And now the second principle, write on the same base with same power once. So I drew, you can see x squared and x squared, same base, same power. So you have, I identify those bases, have to write on once x squared. Okay, when I done this job, the next job is, if you can see in third principle, add up or take away the coefficient. I sees in 3x squared, 3 is coefficient, 6x squared, 6 is coefficient, so 3 plus 6 is 9, so your answer is 9x squared. Now we can go towards other two same bases, x1 and x1. Same base you have to write on once, so I wrote x once and add up or take away the coefficient. So you can see 6x is 6 and my 3x is minus 3. I have to write on plus 6 and minus 3 the coefficient. And you see there are two different signs. When you have two different signs, all the time you have to do add and take away, you have to do take away. And keep in mind, sign come from big number. So when I do take away 6, take away 3, his answer is 3. Now the next bit is what signs come with 3, so sign will be 3. Why? Sign come from big number, so that's why answer is plus 3. So now we already know, so we can add 3 with x, so your answer is 3 plus 3x. Then the next bit is the other same base we have to identify with the power. So we have three cases, y1, y1, and then we have y2, y squared and y squared. So I take y squared first and identify that base with same power, and same job is the coefficient. So you can see with 8y squared, its coefficient is minus 8, and minus y squared is coefficient is minus 1. I highlighted the coefficient so you can easily see what coefficient with y squared is, and we know there is no coefficient with y squared, so we assume 1. So both have net take away signs. Whenever you have same signs, all the time you do add. So 8 with 1 add is 9, and sign come from big number. What is big number is 8, so with 8 sign is take away, so that's why I write on time. Sign take away minus 9. So then answer is minus 9 y squared. Then we can go towards is another base, is both are same base y1 and y1. You should write on once, and the coefficient will be add or take away according to their signs. So you can sign with 7y is plus 7 and y is plus 1. So 7 plus 1 is plus 8. So your answer is plus 8y. Now I can repeat again, 9x squared plus 3x minus 9y squared plus 8y. So you can see if you can use the concept of identifying the base, and you use the same second principle, write on the same base with same power once, and then you use the third principle is add up or take away the coefficient. So if you do all these three principles together and you implement all these principles into these questions, and we do step by step, and you see is the question looks very easy, it's very simple. It's in style, look quite long, lengthy and messy as well, but when we use and apply the principle and we simplify the question in the light of algebraic rules, and we easily simplify, and you see the beauty of that. So this is actually shows how you can solve different algebra question in algebra. Now we can go towards times and division. Actually that's quite important area as well, so I can write on the heading is time and division of algebra. So add and take aways for collecting terms, and time and division actually when we try to solve fractions in algebra as well, these are quite important. So similarly as we done in add and addition, we do write on rules. Here we write on rules as well. So first rule is in time and division is identify the base. So this is quite important, identify the base. And second one is write down same base once. So here I skip one word is same power. That word we can use in add and take away of algebra. In times and division, we just use right and hand based ones, and then we can move towards third principle. Third principle is add up or take away. So add up or take away, they actually is a power in algebraic expressions. So add up or take away their powers, and then we have to go towards is coefficient. So we have to times and divide the coefficient. So we can see is how the coefficient look like. If the coefficient in the position of times, you do times. If they are written in the form of division, so then you have to divide the coefficient. So you can see is our write down three principles: identify the base, write down some base ones, add or take away the power, and times in division their coefficient. So we repeat these three principles and try to solve times and division of algebra. Now I can write down a example in front of you, and we use these three principles, and I do my best to solve the algebraic expression where we use the concept of time and division in the light of these three principles. And you see the beauty of these three principles during the solution of time and division. Now I can write down expressions. Or an expression is 3x squared. So I can start from 3x squared. Then I use the sign is times. I accidentally write on add signs, but basically because this is time and division question, so we have to write on time signs. 3y squared times I write on and other is 7z squared divided by, and I have to add one more base with that, so make it a little bit more complex. This question is 9a power 7. So this is question 3x squared times 3y squared times 7z squared divided by 9a power 7. See, we try to apply these three principles on these questions. Identify the base, write down some base ones. So if you can see in this question, all base are different. Why? If you can try to identify the base, so this first one is x squared, second one is y squared, third one is z with power is 2, and a power 7. So you compare all these bases together with your rule. Did you find these bases are same or different? No, my brain's not clicking. The question comes in my mind, now all these letters are different. So these bases are different. Okay, now we can go ahead. If the bases are different, if the sign is times, so you have to join together. This is the principle. You don't need to write down sign in the middle. So you have to join together. So we write down x squared, y squared, z squared. Just as example, I write down a power 7, but we can see the sign in the middle is division. So whenever you have a division, you can't join together. Division actually go in fractions. So before I can go on that bit, first whatever base I join together, I have to multiply their coefficient. So 3 times 3 times 7. So you can multiply together. So 9 times 7 is 63. So that's why I can write down 63 here. 63 x squared, y squared, and z squared. I have to raise a power 7. Why I'm trying to raise a power 7? The reason behind is basically that is in fractions, so I'm taking you towards in fraction. So you can see is because I'm doing this lecture through Zoom as well, I take you through the whiteboard, and you can see is when I move, so you can see is my book as well, is CGP book behind this one, so I can move from book towards whiteboard. So now I can divide by 9a power 7. So now when you have a division sign, so you have to convert division into times, so numerator change into denominator, and denominator change into numerator. So in this case, this is division sign, and 9a power 7 is a numerator, so we take numerator into denominator. So I can simplify this one is 63 x squared, y squared, and z squared divided by 9a power 7. Then the next bit is number on the top is 63, number on the bottom is 9. I can easily simplify this number because I can read table 9 up to 63, so we can get 7. 9 divided by 63, 63 divided by 9 is, your answer is 7. So you can see is 7x squared, y squared, z squared, and divided by a power 7. So this is the simplified answer of this expression. So you can see actually when we use the principle, and you can easily simplify. Now we can go back towards book. You can see in this book, this is your GCSE book, and you see height here. I'm covering foundation and height here together actually. So this is, we can use commonly foundation and height here together. So you can see I'm highlighting areas. So we learn the basic principle of algebra as well. We learn the power and roots concept as well. I already explained on the whiteboard how we can use base, power, coefficient, and when we know that, how we can add and take away of algebra as well. Now I'm taking you towards the next page of book, is multiplying our brackets. So you can see it's 1 bracket, 2 bracket, and 3 bracket question as well. So I'm taking you towards the whiteboard and try to write down 1 bracket question first, and then I move towards 2 bracket questions, and then we can go towards 3rd bracket as well. So this is, we have to go in a sequence. First we learn if the case is 1 bracket questions, something inside the bracket, and we have something outside the bracket. So in this case I write on 3x plus 6y inside the bracket. So in my bracket we have 3x plus 6y, and now I'm trying to write on something outside the bracket. So I wrote 7y is outside the bracket. So when we have that kind of case, how we can simplify this one? Keep in mind, whenever you have a bracket sign and then we have a number or letter and there's no sign between bracket and letter and numbers, so we assume the sign is times. So that's why we can keep in mind 7y times 3x. So this is actually the sign actually we can use similarly. So how we can go ahead with this case? So basically this is 7y. So the concept is what else is inside the brackets and what was outside the bracket. The outside the bracket is multiply with every single term inside the bracket. So we can use the same concept. So we have a 7y. I'm trying to multiply 7y with 3x first. So this is 7y multiplied with 3x, because 3x is the first term. So 7y times the first term inside the bracket. Now I have to multiply 7y with the second term of the bracket, and second term of the bracket is 6y. So we can see, so now we shows all these concepts by arrows. I write on time sign as well, and time sign come from bracket, so that's why I write on time signs here. So if you follow these signs, you can easily solve this question. Now I can write on 7y. Why the 7y is basically I'm trying to simplify 7y with 3x. So I already know, even you can write on 7y and 3x into individual bracket, then it makes your case complex. The best thing is you have to write on into 1 bracket. So I erase the bracket and put 7y and 3x into 1 bracket. Okay, sometimes I take you to the book as well, because this is a zoom setting. So you can see due to zoom I have to move around here and there. So okay, now I can put in 1 bracket, so 7y times 3x. Okay, then plus, what is signs with 7y is plus, what sign with 6y is plus 1 plus. So then 7y times 6y, and that is another bracket. Now I can simplify. You can see is a coefficient. What coefficient with x? We have 2 coefficients. One is x, other is y. Both coefficients are different, so you have to write on different coefficients joined together, x and y, and multiply. It's base, 2 different base, x and y, so you join together, and coefficient will be multiplied together. 7 times 3 is 21. Then add signs. Similarly, now we can go towards this is 7y times 6y. Use the same concept. Here we have 2 different same base you have to write on ones, and the power will be added up. So y power is 1, other y power is 1, 1 plus 1 is 2. So this is y squared, and the coefficient will be multiplied. So 7 times 6 is 42. Now you can see is the simplified form of 1 bracket. When we have 1 bracket question, how you can simplify. So when we follow all the steps, so end answer is 21xy plus 42y squared. So this is quite easy actually, if you know all the steps and you follow those steps, and you can easily simplify. Now we can move towards again on the same book is CGP book, and I'm highlighting other two questions. One is when we have a 2 bracket questions and 3 bracket questions. So I'm taking you towards is 2 bracket question first, and then try to solve at the end is 3 bracket questions. So first we can go towards 2 bracket question. We start from 1 bracket, move towards 2 bracket. I try to scan this question. I write on the same screen, on the book screen, on the Zoom, 2p minus 4 and 3p plus 4, 3p plus 1. I try to write on the same screen, on the Zoom and the book. So this is the beauty of Zoom, so you can easily write down over there. So 2p minus 4 and 3p1 plus 1 and take you towards is a white screen, so you can easily see. This is at the end, so I'm take this one towards more left, so then we have more space. I can erase this one and try to solve this one. Now I can take it towards left hand side. So 2p minus 4 and 3p plus 1 to make a little bit more space, so then I can easily simplify, and you can easily see as well these questions. And so now we have 2 brackets in front of us. One is in 1 bracket is 2p minus 4, and in the second bracket is 3p plus 1. Use the same concept. What concept is multiply each term of the first bracket with each term of the second bracket. So 2p multiply with 3p, and then 2p multiply with 1. Similarly, minus 4 multiply with 3p and minus 4 multiplied by 1. Why? Second term is minus 4, and then second term multiply with each individual term of the second bracket. So when we have 2 brackets, so you have to do like that. You have to multiply each individual term with each individual term of the bracket. So 2p times 3p, follow the arrow signs, and then you can see 2p times 1. So sign both are plus times plus is plus, and then you can write in 2p times 1, we follow the arrow signs, and then minus 4 times 3p. So sign with 4 is minus, and sign with 3p is plus. Minus times plus is minus, so I can write a minus here, and then we have to go towards is 4 times 3p, bracket close, and then minus with 4 and plus with 1, so minus and plus is minus, and 4 times 1, so bracket close. So we solve 2 brackets. Now we can simplify these 2 brackets. So now you can see base are same, so then power will be add up, and 3 times 2 is 6, and here 2p times 1 is 2p, and 4 times 3 is 12p, so minus 12p basically come from the third bracket, and then 4 times 1 is 4, and sign is minus. And now you can see here I can simplify further. 2p and 12p I can easily simplify. You the add and take away concept of that. So 12 take away 2 is 10, sign from big number is minus 10. So we have to write down minus 10p here, and so you can see is we already say is when we have 12 and we have 2, sign come from big numbers, so that's why I write on minus 10p and minus 4. Okay, so you can, this is the end result actually when we have 2 bracket, and you can easily solve if you can go stepwise. Now again go back towards book, CGP book. We have this is we can use for year 10, year 11, even for year 9 as well. And now I can take you towards a 3 bracket. We saw the 3 bracket is quite important question as well in algebra, and some students they get confused in 3 brackets. I scan the questions is from the same book and write down on the same page, on the book page, and then I can take this question towards a whiteboard, and we can simplify on the whiteboard. Okay, you can see on the question is x plus 2, x plus 3, and 2x minus 1. I can scan and try to write down on the screen is x plus 2, then I can go to x plus 3, and third bracket is 2x minus 1. When I done this job, I finished the job, and I can take you towards the whiteboard. Now I'm trying to solve these questions. There are 3 brackets. The best thing is you have to take first 2 bracket and draw a big bracket on the top of that, so which actually separate first 2 bracket from the third bracket, and you have to simplify the big bracket first, and then you have to go towards curly bracket. So use the same concept, x times x, so first with first and first with second. second with first, and then second with second. And you can see from the arrow sign is clear. And now we can use the same concept, and x times x, we follow the arrow signs, and then plus times plus is plus, and then we can go towards is x times 3. And then bracket close, and then plus times plus is plus again with 2 is plus x is plus, and then 2 times x. Similarly, we have to go towards plus times plus is plus, and 2 times 3. You have to write on like that, and then we have to close again into big bracket, and then we have to write on the other thing is 2x minus 1 again. Okay, now we can go towards, we have to try to simplify. X times x is x squared. We already know y is x squared. We learned so many times this one is y is x squared. We get same base, how will be add up. So x times 3 is 3x plus 2 times x is 2x plus 2 times 3 is 6. So now we 3 bracket change into 2 bracket now, 2x minus 1. And now we can simplify 3x plus 2x. So x squared 3x plus 2x change into 5x with this collecting of terms. We have same base, so we have to add up the coefficient plus 6. So this is simplified form x squared plus 5x plus 6, and we have another one is 2x minus 1. Now we can use the same concept which we can use in earlier 2 bracket. So in 2 bracket solution is I'm making a little bit more space because this is too low in the whiteboard, so I'm taking this thing on the top. So when I take this in the top, so then I can have more room, more space, so I can easily simplify this one. So I'm erase this one, erase the screen quickly, and I'm trying to write down x squared plus 5x plus 6 on the top, and then 2x minus 1 as well on the top, so I can easily simplify these questions. Now I'm taking you towards x squared plus 5x plus 6. Then I write in 2x minus 1. Okay, I'll write this one. Now I have a more space. Sometimes I take you to the book, but this is setting of Zoom, so moving towards the book and the screen as well. So first with first multiply, and first with second. Then second with first, then second with second. Then the third term is first, and third term with second. So this is the arrow sign actually show you how we can multiply together. Okay, now x squared times 2x. So this is x squared times 2x, that goes in one bracket. Then x squared times minus 1, so plus times minus 1 is minus. So I have to write down minus after that. So then x squared times 1. Then the next bit is 5x with 2x. So it's plus times plus. 5x have a plus, 2x have a plus. So plus times plus we get is plus. Now we have to go towards 5x times 2x, bracket closed. Then we have to go to 5x times minus 1. So plus times minus is minus. Y minus 1 have minus, plus have 5x plus, and then 5x times 1 we can get from here. So then this is done. Now we can move to a third term, 6 and 2x. We have plus sign with 6, 2x plus times plus is plus, and 6 times we can get 2x. So we can write on that one is we have 6 with the third terms, and then 2x is we have a in the second bracket, so I can write on that one is 6x 6 times 2x, sorry, and bracket is closed. And then plus times minus, 6 have plus, 1 have a minus, have a right or minus, and then 6 times 1. So you can see is we done every single term. Now we have to simplify. So this is 2x cubed, y, because x1 and x squared add up to x cubed. So 2x cubed from here. And then minus sign, and x squared times 1 is x squared. And then we have plus signs. And this is basically 5 times 2 is 10, and x times x is x squared. So this is 10x squared from here, because its base will be, the power will be added and coefficient will be multiplied together. Then we have to go towards minus, and 5x times 1 is 5x, then plus sign, and 6 times 2 is 12, and this is 12x, minus 6 times 1 is 6. Now we can further simplify. We have x squared, and x, so we have to simplify those terms. So x squared is minus 1 and plus 10, so we have to do takeaways, plus 9x squared Sign come from big numbers, 7 we have to do plus minus 5 and plus 12x as well, because whenever we have one is add sign, other is take a sign, so you take away sign come from big numbers. That's why it's plus 7x when we do minus 5x plus 12x, and then the next one is minus 6. So this is the end answer of when we multiply 3 bracket 2x cubed plus 9x squared plus 7x minus 6. So today we learn actually foundational algebra and other things as well, and I hope you like my session. Thank you for watching my lesson. Please like, subscribe and share.